What a treat. And if you'd like to visit Pat's Garden and many others on the San Antonio Water Saver Landscape Tour on April 9th, visit saws.org/conservation for details. And don't miss the Wildflower Center's spring plant sale coming up on the 9th and 10th of April. Get the plant list at wildflower.org. I'm now joined by Nathan Unclebach from Hill Country Water Gardens. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking about great plants that are alternatives for invasives that are out there. And invasives can be a real problem.
For sure, for sure. Economically, I'll call them biological
bombs.
Yeah. It's time to start taking back some of our wild lands and remove them. And as landowners, be responsible with the plants we have on our property.
Right. Some of these things can get way out of control. And a good example of that is Japanese honeysuckle, and we have a plant that we're going to kind of focus in on. It's a great replacement for that, a couple of them actually. But you were, before we got going, you were describing seeing honeysuckle, this Japanese honeysuckle, just completely engulf native environments.
Yeah. Stream banks in North Austin can be lined with 200 to 300 yards of one plant, taking over the banks, taking over the trees, killing the trees.
Right.
This was a plant that was introduced because it was pretty. It is pretty, but it has gotten out of control.
Right. A lot of people actually think it's native. It's been around for so long.
Right.
Now, the first alternative we're going to talk about here is one of the cross vines, and this is a cultivar, and it's a winner.
For sure. This is native cross vine. This is an improved variety that just blooms its head off in the spring.
Right.
It can do a couple extra shows in the summer and fall.
Right.
It's evergreen. It's got great foliage, very easy for full sun. It'll even go into shade. You won't get as many flowers when it's in shade, but you'll still have some.
Yeah, and I love the fact that it has a prolonged bloom. A lot of the vines that are spring bloomers, so you get that nice show and then it's gone.
Yeah.
But this will get that kind of scattered bloom throughout the year, and it's very attractive. This is Tangerine Beauty, I think is the cultivar name. It's a great cross vine and a great plant. Right next to it, we have a mountain laurel, which is, I think, one of our all-star plants. What would you replace with the mountain laurel? This
is my idea of a great replacement in the landscape for Japanese ligustrum.
Oh, and we need those. Right.
Japanese ligustrum has just dominated wild habitats, taken over. There's parts of the green belts you can't walk through anymore.
No, it's like a monoculture in a lot of places.
And displacing too many native species. I'd really like people to cut down their Japanese ligustrum in their yard, replace it with a Texas native mountain laurel with beautiful blooms in the spring.
Right.
Just a great all-around tree.
Super xeric, likes well-drained soils, but is adapted pretty well to clay too.
Oh yeah.
And likes the light, but also grows in shade. It won't bloom as much.
I've seen it, beautiful specimens in part shade, part sun, just with a few hours of light on them.
Right.
And still with a few blooms even in the shade.
Yeah. Just a terrific plant. And, a lot of people say, oh, they're so slow growing. I actually find that they can be pretty fast.
They can. I use Medina Has to Grow on mine once a month, 1 ounce in a gallon of water.
Yeah.
And we'll have seedlings shoot up in just a couple of years be over my head.
Yeah.
If you just put them in the landscape, say it's native, and walk away and wave goodbye, it will live, but it's not going to grow.
Right.
Give it a little bit of extra love, and they shoot up quick.
Right, and of course the bloom and the fragrance of the bloom is a real winner. So, right next to the mountain laurel, we have a viburnum. It's called Tinus viburnum. This is a compact form of it.
Right, this is spring bouquet variety. It's small, it's 4 to 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's a great replacement for another invasive species, the nandina.
Oh, yeah, which is another beast that's taken over the green
belts. A lot of
belts.
folks love their nandinas. They're beautiful, they're easy to take care of. The birds come and eat the berries, take them out to the green belt, and now I get to dig up nandinas.
Right, which is a hard job.
Not easy at all.
You need a pickaxe to do it.
Or a tractor. Tractor makes it a lot easier. But the spring bouquet is beautiful. It's evergreen, easy. I've been enjoying one for years underneath an abandoned oak tree on this abandoned property. Spring bouquet is just
grows
hanging
in
in
sun
there.
or shade.
Sun or shade. Clay is very adaptable to soils. I've grown them in almost sand and bastrop.
It's pretty deer resistant too, isn't it?
Most of the viburnums, deer don't really care to eat them. The leaves are kind of stinky.
All right. Yeah, that's right. There's one actually, odoratissima, I think. It's like, but this, and of course you get this really nice show of blooms in the springtime.
Beautiful. They'll come out white and they'll slowly fade to pink. Really nice. After that, there are berries, but the good thing about this one, the berries don't know what to do in Texas. So they stay put where you put them.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Right next to that plant, we have a form of boxwood that I don't think I've seen before. This is a compact or dwarf form of boxwood, and I happen to be a big fan of boxwood.
I'm in love with this variety. This is Little Jim. Very tight, dense, compact, great color year-round. Very easy. The older varieties, I'm just kind of bored with them. This is a new variety that's really performing well, as well as the older varieties. And another smaller replacement for nandina in the shade. You can put a little bit of morning sun on these, but I try not to put them in full sun in Austin.
Yeah, well, they're tough as nails. You might occasionally have problems with spider mites. That could be an issue with them, but otherwise they can live for decades.
For sure.
Yeah, great little plant and another nice replacement. Now, we have a beautiful specimen of Carolina Jessamine over here, and this is another honeysuckle replacer.
This one, it always surprised me how many people don't know the Carolina Jessamine. I've grown up with it as a little boy, enjoying the fragrance and the aroma of the blooms in the spring.
Wonderful fragrance.
Great evergreen shrub, easy to grow. Sun or shade is a lot of people don't know that it handles quite a bit of shade and will still bloom beautifully.
This is another deer-resistant plant because it has some toxins in it, and it is tough as nails. This is one of the real genuine survivor vines, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great plant. We also have a new form of abelia in, and I like the variegation on the foliage here. Tell me a little bit about this plant.
This is twist of lime abelia. It's a small, tight, compact abelia with the yellow variegation. Some of the newer varieties of Chinese privet that have come out are beautiful yellow variegation. I'm kind of picking this one in the landscape because this abelia does not escape. It stays where you plant it. Easy in sun, easy in shade. If you get it into some shade, you'll start to lose some of the variegation. So try to place it somewhere.
That happens a lot with variegated plants, Now, the abelia, again, it's an introduced species, but it is tough as nails, and it doesn't reproduce. So, bingo. Exactly what we're looking for. Now, the next plant you brought in is a cherry laurel, and this is a bright and tight form, but these can get big.
These are. If you've got a Japanese ligustrum in your yard and it's blocking that perfect view and you're thinking you don't really want to cut it down because you're going to have to look in the neighbor's house, this is the plant we'd get for you. Quick growing, evergreen, nice, tight, compact growth that really blocks a view. Great replacement for Japanese ligustrum.
And boy, that is an important plant to replace in our landscape. Now, the last plant we have on set here is a new form of, or new to me, form of bottle brush. And what does it replace?
Again, the Japanese ligustrums or the privets. This is a 10 to 12 foot tall and wide.
Oh, it gets big,
It's a small tree, large shrub. Again, if you're looking to block a view, this is the one you want to do.
And what's the name of this one?
This is Scarlet Torch.
Scarlet Torch, an appropriate name, I think. Okay, now we don't have a tree in the studio with us, but there are some pest trees out there. China berry, Chinese tallow amongst them. What's your favorite replacement for those?
Favorite replacement? anything.
I like Monterey oak. It's a fast-growing one.
Monterey oak's great. The big tooth maple is a great. If you love their fall color of the Chinese tallow,
yeah.
Go get a maple.
If you like the spring bloom of the China berry, you can plant a red
bud.
There you go.
Easy. Or you know, there's the Mexican plum that has the spring bloom and fall color.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm a big fan of the big tooth maple, and if you can find them in the nursery, it's a little tricky to find them, but great fall colors, and if they're planted in a spot where they're going to be happy, if they have good garden soil, I think they can go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Another one of those. Give them a little bit of extra love, and I'm putting 3 or 4 foot on my trees every year. Yeah, well, they're great plants, and this has been a great topic, and we appreciate you coming in and sharing these plants with us. All right. Again, Nathan Unclebach from Hill Country Water Gardens, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And coming up next is our friend Daphne.